Hey everybody, it's Gina here from Gina Makes It. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am creating 4 hidden journaling spots to use in my new spring journal. So I am in the process of finishing up, setting up my spring journal. This is it. Oh, I love this spread so much. I love everything about this journal. It is just looking so wonderful and so springy, but it's not quite finished. First, I am going to cover up this page. So this calendar that I was just on is from my Daphne's Diary planner that I tear out the monthly page from, and I always add it to a section of my journal for whatever months I'm working in here. So in April, I've added it here because this is the portion of my journal that I'm going to be working in it. But I didn't like the drawing on the back. It just didn't mesh with my vibe that I had going on in this journal, and so I covered it up with this piece of scrapbook paper, and I'm creating a hidden journaling spot using some images from a digital collection in my Etsy store called Awakening. I love these images of these women that I have in there, and I created a different journal where I use them as part of like the page spread, but I thought that it would be nice to use them in this journal as little journaling cards. So I just cut this lady out and I backed her with some scrap antique paper, and I'm creating this belly band to keep it tucked into. This is just a piece of ribbon that I actually embroidered a heart stitch on my sewing machine, and I just really love the way that it looks. And I really like the heart stitch because at the top of the journaling card that I just made, it says keep this in your heart, or keep in your heart always, or something like that. And I just thought that made the perfect little spot to do some kind of important journaling on the back of it. It was just something that I really, really liked. So I'm making sure that this belly band is nice and tight so my journaling card stays put inside of it. So it is glued down, and I'm just trying it out, trying not to move it around, and I just want to make sure that it's going to fit, and I just love the way that that looks. So that's my first one. My second hidden journaling is going to be with another image of a woman from that same Awakening kit. And this one says, when she smiled, the flowers danced. And I just love this image so much. And it's made with a vintage piece of fabric. And oh, I just love it. So I had already created this little like pocket in the middle portion of my journal using an old magazine, and I thought this would fit perfectly in it. So I just backed it with some white linen paper, and now I'm adding this piece of elasticized lace to the top of it. And this I had recently just got from Joann, so it's not even vintage, but I loved how white it was and how perfect it looked on top, and how wonderful it was going to look actually peeping out of that vintage magazine on the left hand side. So this lady has some beautiful pearls around her neck, and I've always had the inclination to sew some pearls right where those pearls are. And so today I decided to take a little bit of time and do that. And so I am sewing a mixture of some big pearls and some little pearls as an adornment to this card, which is going to become a hidden journaling card in my spring journal. So basically I just thread my needle and I add some pearls, and I just keep doing that in sort of a non-stylized way. I'm trying to stagger the large pearls in a way that would make the smaller pearls kind of go around it. And I did an odd number just because I always like the way an odd number of items look versus an even number. Now that I have 3 large pearls sewn on, I'm just going to add these smaller pearl beads around the larger pearl cluster. And I'm doing it in the same exact way that I did the larger ones. I'm just kind of going around, not really planning it, but kind of just deciding as I go where I'm going to add the pearls. I'm tying my final knot and I am sewing my pearls on. I just love the way this looked. Now, because I was going to use the back side of this to journal on, I decided to cover up my sewing with just some floral washi tape. This is some pink hydrangea washi tape that I think kind of matches the overall look of everything, and I just think it's the perfect little accent to the back of it. So I stick this in my little pocket and I am just so in love, and I cannot wait to get to this page in order to start using it. So this is another page that I am working on. I had glued something to that left-hand side that I didn't end up liking. So I initially started this next journaling spot out to cover that torn part of that picture. I end up not using it there. I end up putting something else there, but I do use this on a different page. And so I have this heart template that I use to trace out a piece of avocado dyed paper and a piece of vintage wallpaper from that Awakening collection. And I decided to add a piece of lace, vintage lace, to the inside, and I sewed around it, kind of sandwiching that lace. And I am just cutting around the perimeter. Now, it would be also very nice to leave that lace as is after sewing around the heart. I did like the way that looked, but I didn't want anything super floppy, so I decided to cut around the perimeter. I also cut out some words from that same kit, and I'm gluing them onto the heart, and it says, "She lives the poetry she cannot write." And I did a little bit of sewing around that and glued it onto the heart. The next journaling spot that I am creating is just using these round tags that I got from the clearance rack at Hobby Lobby, and I'm just covering it with another designed page from that same kit. And I punched a hole where the hole was, and I'm just gluing some sari silk to the top of it. And now I'm going to try and find which page I want to add this to. You can see I'm not completely done. I have placed some things inside some of these pages that I want to get to eventually. I just haven't finished it, but I am almost complete. I am slowly working my way through. So here I thought, ooh, I think I'm going to like this on this page. And I do. I really like the way that that looks. And this journal uses most of my spring kits in my Etsy store. Mainly, it uses the Awakening kit. It uses neutral spring pages. And then it also uses pages for our spring journals. And it also uses Hint of Spring. That was an earlier ephemera collection that I am incorporating into this journal as well, because it just sort of matches the overall aesthetic. So here is the completed first one. Here is the completed second one. And you'll notice I did end up covering that page up with a little piece of ephemera from that Hint of Spring digital collection. I just love that heart so much. It is so sweet. And then here is that gorgeous journaling card with those pearls. Oh my gosh, I just love those so much. I think I might start doing that to a lot of things, just adding. We have so many beads and gems and stuff from making bracelets, so I think I might do that. And here's that final little round tag. That is such an easy way to create a hidden journaling spot. As always, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.